Good evening, folks. Yes, it has been quite a while since I've done any real updates to my channel. Last year, health-wise, has been absolutely horrendous, and the weather has not exactly been advantageous to going out and doing much in the way of videos. This is my, I suppose you could say, Christmas present to myself from money I received at Christmas. This is an Absima AB 3.4 4-wheel drive 10th scale buggy. Comes in as a kit that you need to assemble, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, if you are not a beginner, if you're not a beginner, if you are a beginner, steer clear of this kit. The instructions are very vague in places. It's not easy to see what you need to do on the photographs that they have provided on the assembly instructions. It's very small. In some places you do need a magnifying glass or something similar to be able to see what they've actually done. Constructed this. The kit shocks are nice, but they're too long. All of them are the same length as you see on the rear there, which means that you really don't have much in the way of movement on the front. Comes complete with drip screws, turnbuckles, drive shafts, bearings where you'd expect, except when it comes to the wheels. You have bushings for the inner bearing and bushings for the outer bearing. Fortunately, I had 4 ball bearings to replace the outer ones, but I do not have ball bearings to replace the inner bushes, so they need to be ordered up and replaced later. I have in it a SkyRC 3900 kV motor with a, I can't remember if it was GUL or SkyRC 60 amp brushless ESC, a GUL RC TG3 receiver. I cannot test this. There is your standard servo, and you will see that there is about an 3mm 1/8 part gap between the servo mounts and the servo, so a standard servo will not fit. I've ordered up a low profile servo to put this in, because as you can see, if you're using a low profile servo with the ball stud on the inside of the arm, that will line up quite nicely. If I mounted this servo in, I found a way to mount it, the steering angle coming off the servo wouldn't be right. It wouldn't give you the angle that you need for controlling your steering. So I'm waiting on that coming in. On the whole though, it is a very nice piece of kit. There does feel as if there's a fair amount of nylon in the composite of the arms, the shock towers, because you can feel the flexibility in places. The upper deck's a very soft, flexible plastic. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's actually made from, but it's not rigid like you'd get on Tamiya's or anything like that. It's very light. Reinforced PVC maybe? Honestly, I don't know. Your diff cases come completely pre-assembled. They do have bearings throughout. Metal gears, they are greased. Maybe not as much grease as some of you would like, but they are greased. Some people complained saying mounting the motor was difficult because you have to bring your tool in through here and through this gap, which is covered up by this motor plate, gear cover rather. It's a little bit difficult to get into the bottom screw of the motor mount, which you can just about see there. But setting the mesh is no real difficulty. Oops. Never actually screwed that down. I'll need to do that. You look at this when you're building the kit and you're trying to get putting the steering in, you think to yourself, there's not a lot of room there, that's going to foul. But as you can hear, there is no fouling inside there at all. It's just extremely tight. The steering angle is not great. I don't know if there's going to be a way of increasing the steering. Maybe by transferring from the outer hole to the inner hole I could increase the steering, but I don't think you're going to be able to gain much by that. I think it would foul on your steering blocks. Yes, it would foul on the steering blocks. So it's not a tight turning buggy. It's not as high grade as the likes of Team Associated or Losi or buggies like that. Whether you'd be able to race with it, I don't know. It's certainly not a basher. I think it would work well on dirt tracks. I think this would be quite a good buggy to run on dirt tracks. It wouldn't work, I don't think, on tight indoor carpet tracks, because you just don't have, I don't think you've got enough steering throw. On an outside track, I don't see there being too much of a problem. The only dreaded E-clips are, now where were they again? Ah yes, there, on the inside of the hubs. The hubs are mounted to the arms by pivot pins held with E-clips either flipping side. Blooming nightmare to get them on. Your A-arms, front and rear, are held on by U-shaped metal arms. Did you say metal arms? U-shaped metal rod. And the only thing that prevents that from coming out are the keeper plates front and rear on the buggy. It does have provisions for being able to mount. Oh no, does it? Although the gearbox is showing that it might have provisions for sway bars. Unless the sway bars actually come into here, I don't know, I don't see it. But that's what that's my latest addition to my fleet. I mean, I don't actually have a decent sort of hobby grade trying to get this body on is a nightmare because it's held in 3 positions with vertical pins. You can see the little mount sitting there. It's not the easiest to get lined up. And get the body mounted. But for an under £100 kit, I think it should be quite good. This is a 3900 kV motor on it. Changed the front shocks to another set of, well, granted they're just cheap Chinese shocks, but at least they allow the front to bottom out. The rear will bottom out too, but I really don't like the travel, or rather lack of travel. I mean, I've got my drip screws set in this so that my rear arms are roughly horizontal. But I really need to get shorter shocks for this. They're too long. They really do need to be shorter to be able to give you a bit more travel, because you're already using about a third of your travel to compress the shocks enough to get them mounted. I'm not too keen on that idea. Well, I just thought I'd keep you appraised of what to expect, hopefully within the next week or so on this channel, when I try and get this out for a test run and see how it performs. Well, please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And that's all for today, folks, and I will catch you all again on the next video. Bye for now.